Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and selamat sejahtera. How are you, students? Today we will be looking into operation management and quality producing goods and services. So, what are actually goods and services? Yeah, as we all know, there are differences between goods and services. Goods are something that we can touch. We call it tangible. Yeah, and meanwhile, services is something like we experience. Yeah, and it can't be touched, so it is considered as intangible. So, goods versus services. Consumer do not generally participate in producing goods. Yeah, of course, for example, a company making handphones, for example, you are not participating in producing that goods. But in services, you are actually the co-producers of the services. You are involved in creating such services. For example, when you go to the hairdresser or hair salon, sorry, and you wanted to cut your hair, you are actually need to be present during the services being delivered to you. And the next one is good can be stored while services cannot be stored. Obviously, you cannot store services inside a warehouse. And in the sale of goods, transfer of ownership take place. Means if you buy a car, you take out your money and you receive a car. So the transfer of ownership takes place. Meanwhile, in the sale of services, there is no such thing as ownership. You can't say that the services being given to you, it is yours. No. Uh, After that services has been finished, you are receiving such services. There's no ownership taken place, and there is no while taking a bus, for example, for a ride from last time around when you reside in UPSI. You take a bus from our old campus to the new campus, for example. You cannot say that the bus is yours. You're just taking the ride, and after the service has been given to you, no ownership is being given. So that is the difference between goods and services. Ladies and gentlemen, we as a customer is actually constantly involved in business activities. For example, we wake up in the morning and turn on the radio, or while listening to this lecture, or taking your bus ride to go to school, or using our smartphones, in messaging friends, for example. So me as a lecturer, the bus driver, the messaging provider, and the DJ, the radio DJs that you like to listen in the morning, you love to listen in the morning, is involved in service operation. I mean, you can't touch our services. It is intangible. So we are in a service operation business or service production. Meanwhile, if you buy a food, a book, or a phone, for example, all these things are tangible goods. It can be touched. So these things, the book, the telephone, your food, it is actually called tangible products, or the activities that involve in making such goods are actually goods operation or goods production. So both actually services and goods are actually involved in production or operations. So we can define operations is an activities involved in making products and goods and services for who? For the customer. So there are two types of operations. The first one is service operations, and the second one is the goods operation. The service operation involve giving or producing intangible and tangible products such as entertainment, transport, education, while goods operation is producing tangible products only, which is radio, newspaper, buses, and textbooks, for example. Why in service operation it involves tangible products? Because of the physical touch that you encounter during receiving such operation. So basically, there are four differences between services and goods manufacturing operation. The first one is interacting with customers. Services, you are interacting with customers, whereby manufacturing goods are not. The second one, services cannot be stored. It is intangible. You cannot store it. The third one, the customer need to present in the process. need to be there while receiving the services. And the third one, the service quality consideration. It means that all the emotions that you get during the manufacturing of services. For example, you are taking a haircut, the service quality consideration is the emotion that you receive from such services that is being given to you. Okay, historically, the economy of the world actually is being stressed on goods manufacturing last time around. But now, over the years, the importance of services to the economy has been in an uptrend mode. It is very important businesses to the economy. For example, in the US, from 2003 to 2012 and up to now, actually, the number of workers involved in services are much more higher than the good manufacturing. For example, from the graph you can see over here, the number of workers involved in services is more than 110 million over the years, while in goods manufacturing businesses it is only around 10 to 20 millions of workers involved. The importance of services you can see during the famous 11/11 big sale last year, for example, whereby Shopee has recorded 70 million items sold during that particular day. Okay, meanwhile, not only in Malaysia, all over the world, Alibaba Group, the very famous online provider, online e-commerce provider, Alibaba has recorded 124 billion sales during that particular period. So that is why service industry is very important to the development of the national economy. Okay, next. Production or operation, ladies and gentlemen, it is not just making goods and services. During the process of operation, whether goods and services, it is actually creating value for who? For you, for us as a consumer. So the value is being determined by the terms utility. So what is utility actually? So utility is actually the ability of the product to satisfy our human needs and want. So there are three types of utilities: form utility, time utility, and place utility. Form utility means that a product or a service is created through transforming raw materials into finished goods, from plastic into smartphones, for example. So that is called form utility. The second one is time utility, when you wanted to use such goods and services. For let's say you wanted to take a bus ride from your house to the town, for example, and you wanted to have such utility in the morning because you wanted to go to work, for example. So the availability of such services during such hour is being considered as time utility. The third one is place utility. It is basically where you wanted to have such product or services. For example, the location of convenience store to your house, for example, is it very far or very near? It is easily accessible or not? That is place utility. So there you have the three types of utility, which is form, time, and place. So creating a product is a very systematic effort. During a transformation process or production process, the operation manager, they plan, organize, they schedule, and they control. What do they control? The input, the knowledge, physical material, the information, the equipment that need to be used, who are the customers, and the human skills of the workers. These are the inputs, the physical materials, the raw materials. And then they are also doing this plan, organizing, scheduling, and controlling of the transformation activities, the process. What are the process involved? The data, converting raw materials, solving problems for clients, the delivery of goods and services is all here. or during transformations and activities. And what are the outputs, the goods and services that satisfy customer needs and want. So these are the transformation process, from input, processing, output, and the operation managers is overseeing this resource transformation processes. Okay, next we are looking into operation processes. There are actually two types of operation processes, which is make-to-order operations and make-to-stock. So what is operation processes actually? It is a set of method and technologies used to produce a good or services. So the first one is make-to-order. Okay, make-to-order operation, it is an activities for one of a kind or custom-made production. It means that, for example, you go to the tailor, you wanted to have your dress to be made, so it is a one of a kind. It is not the same. It is custom made, we call it. So you order it, and then the provider will make it for you, just for you only. Whereby the second one, which is make to stock, we call it also a mass pro or mass production. It involves an activities for producing standardized product, for mass consumption. For example, if it is a T-shirt, for example, so you have all the same T-shirts being printed for example, 1 million pieces. So that is the difference between made to stock and made to order. The first one is it is a very custom made just for you only because you order it like that. And then the second one is it is a mass production process. All items are similar, and you can stock it. Stock means that you can warehouse it. Whereby make to order, they just after you have finished it, you have done everything, the processing, the output, then you just give it back to the consumer or the customer. Okay, meanwhile, during service production processes, we have an extent of customer contact. We have low contact system and high contact system. So what is low contact system and what is high contact system? We know that during providing services, customer need to be present. But in low contact system, the level of customer contact in which the customer need to be part of the system, it is very low. For example, you are using post services. You order things from Shopee, for example, and then your things being shipped to you using Post Laju or DHL services. You are actually not involved in, you are not taking part in that particular processes while they box your order and then they put it in the warehouse before they send it to you. It is very low. Your involvement during that particular services is very low. You just receive it only. Meanwhile, in high contact system, you are there as the co-producer. For example, when somebody is cutting your hair at the hair salon, for example, you are there. So it is being considered as high contact system, not because of a lot of contact being done on that particular processes, but your involvement in designing such services is very high. For example, you are giving instruction to the hairdresser to cut your hair using the specification that you wanted to have. For example, it is on custom made a product. You say that, okay, I need my hair to be colored, like this and like that, or to be cut this short and that short. So it is very high. You are involved in that particular services. So that is called high contact services. But low contact services, it is also during service production, but your involvement in such processes is very low. You are not there during such services being prepared for you. Okay, that is the end of the first part of this video. In the next video, I will be explaining on the business strategy as the driver of operation. See you in the next video.